All right, welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Finn Kramer, and I'm with Brian the Grizzly. What's up?
Hey
Uh,
guys.
yep. So we are gonna talk about the entire season, spoilers and all, everything of that '90s show. It's streaming now on Netflix. 10 episodes. I binged it. So yeah.
I watched it
Right
all
off the
too.
bat.
It was good. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
and
it.
one night I enjoyed it. So we'll talk about some of the good stuff and then some of the bad stuff, and then we'll give our rating for the entire season and then see where it goes, if it deserves a second season or if it's done. Stuff like that.
Dead on arrival.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the things that you wind up liking about it?
I liked that it knew what it was. So it gave us, the Ashton Kutcher, the Mia Kunis. It gave us
Yes. Right off the bat.
Right off the bat,
one.
I don't have to wait to see is Donna and Eric will be together still. I don't have to wait for that. I get that right off the bat. I enjoy seeing Kitty and Red. They really could carry this entire show. They are the best part of this entire show. Kitty is the best part, and Red being who he is so awesome. I enjoy that. The kids hit and miss with me. Some of the characters are, okay. Do I like Leah that much? Do I like that they are referring to them like their parents? I think I like that a little bit. Is it very 90s? No, it's like it's almost 70s with younger kids. You don't see as many 90s things that I thought you should have saw. So like they should have been going to the arcade a lot more. That's huge, for early 90s, 95, going to the mall. Just there's Beanie Babies, things that are so 90s in my mind. That's what I should have been seeing. That should have been the craze. That should have been, because it gives you context to what's going on in that era. And I think they missed that, and also feel like they missed. It just wasn't written as well as I wanted it to be, and it wasn't done as crisply as that 70s show was. But it's a lot better than the stuff they did with that 80s show. That was crap. This is a lot better than that. What do you like? What are things that you like, then?
Excuse me. Did you know Glenn Howerton was in that 80s show?
No.
I did not know that. Interesting. I just looked it up just randomly. Okay. I mean, that show did suck. But, yeah, I mean, the stuff that was very reminiscent of being in 95, the computer, Windows 95, the dial-up, I was like, that had me dead. Yeah. Like that I thought was like yes, I remember that, because I haven't heard that since the 90s. It's like, once D1 internet came out. Oh, I hit though, like, you got mail. I was like, oh shit. Exactly. I mean, that was all like fun, but overall, like you said, like bringing the old cast in right off the bat, I thought was good. So it's like listen, we are a sequel, so here's the old characters and here's what they've been doing, but we're not focusing on that. We're gonna focus on their kids. So I'm like, I liked it. They introduced Eric and Donna. Cool. Liked it. Cool. I liked how Eric is still super nerdy and he wants to like.
It was funny. Donna's carrying all their stuff.
Yeah.
So don't worry, I got the bags. Don't worry about it, baby. I got it.
Yeah. But also, it's like it also reminds me of like us now, like as adults, which is kind of weird, where all the stuff that we wanted when we were kids we couldn't get, but now we're getting them. Hence, all the stuff behind you, all the stuff behind me. Which is like Eric. Eric is like, I wanted to be a nerd and I wanted to go to moon camp or astronaut camp, which is like interesting, but I felt that was like made for us now rather than parents then, because I feel like parents in the 90s weren't like that, like Gen Xers or stuff. They weren't like that.
Wasn't her Leia Skywalker? As he called her.
Was it Leia? Was it Leia Yoda?
Yoda. That's what it is.
Or something. And then Donna's like, that's not her middle name.
That's not
you know what I'm saying? You know. But definitely, like, well, one thing was good was Eric. Like, he goes, you're gonna get in that car, it's gonna go up your ass. And then Donna and Kitty were like, oh no. And then Ray was like, I haven't been more proud of you. You know,
my entire life.
Like that was funny. That was stuff I enjoyed, you know, like having that old cast back to introduce the new people. So that's why that pilot, I really enjoyed the pilot. You know,
I would love to get more Ashton. I feel like Ashton and Mia should have been in a little bit more.
Yeah,
I would enjoy that even more. Because he got their son. If this is his son, how can we get nothing from them? That made no sense at all.
What do you mean? Oh, with
what's his name? Jay Kelso.
Jay.
If Jay's in every episode, how come we don't see his parents ever?
Yeah, that one time. That was
it's not like he's visiting his grandparents. That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe. I don't know. It's not. So he said Eric yelling at Leia though with that specific line, though poetic, don't you think? Yeah, I mean, but it's also
call her a dumbass. That's funny.
Yeah, you know, but I mean, but it's not out of the realm of like what happens in the real world. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I think we talked before, like generational trauma and stuff like that. But it's also like you're gonna, even unwillingly, you're gonna repeat some things that happened to you when you were young. It's because it's just it's in your subconscious. Yeah, you know, it is. Yeah. You know, so you know, Red saying dumbass every 5 minutes and all that stuff was like, yeah, of course, you know, and it was funny because it's like, what's the worst thing that could happen? It's like I become my parents. You know, that's like one of those like tropes kind of thing, and then you know him kind of doing it. It was good. Well, it was good.
What was interesting is that anytime you saw even Leia when she got angry, the only the only person she knew how to emulate was Red. So she got angry the same way that Red gets angry, calls everyone a dumbass, threatens to keep putting a foot in their ass and all that. That's just what she did.
Yeah,
because that's all they know. Mm-hmm. And so for Eric, that's all he knows with anger. So that's why I thought that was poetic that he did that. That's all he knows with being angry as a parent. And she's his girl. So like, you don't say that to your girl because that's your baby.
It's different.
It's just totally different.
And Derby said, I didn't watch it because I'm not a 70s show fan, but I knew it was a decent reboot. Best I could describe it was the reboot show that Netflix tried to push for nostalgia to save their company. They are good. Well, yeah, a little bit of both. A little bit of both. It probably was something they're like, oh, hey, here's a big show. Let's do it was kind of a reboot, but like a sequel. That whole meta that the last Scream was making fun of, like, is it a sequel boot? You know, a re-sequel, a requel, I think they were saying. But it was definitely something along those lines.
You know, you know what was missing? I can't even say it. Not knowing, we know what's going on with Danny Masterson, but not having to hide the character in that, knowing that, because he's so essential, because he's Eric's best friend. You know, he was the only other one competing for, you know, besides the other Kelso, competing for Donna's love. He's also the connection with him and Jackie. It's literally like he's the linchpin. So it's almost like you couldn't do it well without having him.
With the character missing.
Yeah, it's just nothing you could have done about it.
Yeah. I mean, really, there's not much you can do about it. I mean, at the beginning, me and my girlfriend, when we watched it, I mean, we enjoyed the pilot enough to like keep watching, and we were laughing enough to keep it going throughout the night. 10 episodes, 30 minutes, you know, we got it done in like 3 hours, which was for us, you know, we're up with the baby that long anyway, so it was pretty quick. But in the beginning, we were like, do they mention Hyde, or do they just know at all? And that's what we're like, oh, you know, what's gonna happen? And they just avoided it altogether, which it's not that bad, but I do wish they would have maybe brought something up, because I guess there is times where like you do grow apart.
You also like, realize that they never talked about who's Nate's father.
Which one's Nate? See, this has the issue. Some of the names.
The tall fat kid who had Nikki as his girlfriend.
Nikki, but he has
his dad is a baseball player. He's a baseball player though.
Yeah, isn't that what he said?
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say his sister, but I don't think it's I
Yeah,
don't
well,
think
she
I
makes
was
more sense, but the fact is, like, she's black, so that doesn't
yeah,
really work. So, but
yeah.
Hyde is actually also supposed to be half black.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Wasn't he? I forgot about
his
that.
his dad is black, so like it's just little things like that. I thought that they put seeds out there. That
Maybe.
was funny, but exactly kind of what you're saying. The bad parts I had for it was the new characters. I didn't really connect with them. Nikki,
Yeah.
the smart one, was like that's always kissing Nate. I didn't care about either one of them. They're trying to be Jackie and Kelso, but you don't care about them enough. You
There
know?
wasn't that
They're not charismatic.
same
The tension.
the same thing. You know, now it's like the player Kelso, who everyone wants to go. He constantly cheats on her, and then her, the annoying one that always takes her back because she's young and dumb. That it wasn't that, but they were trying to be that.
But they're trying to do that in different characters because you also have the other Kelso. You have Jay Kelso, but that's now with Leah.
Yeah.
So they're trying to play it different ways.
Yeah.
Ozzy was funny, but he wasn't someone I cared about as a character. Just didn't matter.
Yeah.
It was like he really was just like someone that you just have to like throw. We have to throw someone in there. Let's throw in them. And that's
you needed that Fez. You need that Fez kind of character, with the zingers and the one-liners, and that's
for
what
the first 3
was.
episodes. I feel like he was nothing, and then obviously he came in, and like episode 4, he started to be more of a character, and then he dies out of the game because he has no connection with anybody.
Yeah, he's just there saying zingers like that. That's all he's there for, Yeah.
I do like Jay. I thought the Jay Kelso character was
interesting because he was the very opposite of what his dad was. Like very like a heartbreaker kind of guy, but he doesn't want to be known as like this like kind of player that cheats on girls.
He's
and stuff.
Smart. He's kind. He was able to think. He was self-reflective. He was interesting. And then, did you care about her friend? Like, you're my best friend. I'm like, I don't know.
What was her name? Bring up the cast. I don't know why I didn't bring up the cast. I liked her. She was probably the only one I really liked. Was Jay, not Jay's. Let me see it. Let me bring it up real quick.
I know her real name. I can't even think of what her name was in the show again. Gwen.
Yeah, there you go. I liked Gwen. I thought she was entertaining enough.
I like her, the actress. I don't know if I liked her that much. I like the actress.
It's really funny. So here, this is on. I just typed it up. Everything that
it says
90 show cast.
Hyde, right? It says Hyde, right?
Even Hyde, which is hilarious because I think she's supposed to be the Hyde kind of character. But yeah, Nate and Gwen. I liked Gwen. I thought she was interesting. The only bad thing was, I would say, the OG characters stole it. They stole the show every time. So it's supposed to be about these young kids, and I don't know if maybe it's an issue because they're all actually young. 15, 17, 18. They are kids. They are kids. Where at least in that 70s show, the youngest one was Mila Kunis, and I think she was like 17.
She was definitely
she was younger.
14. She was 14.
Yeah, she was like young.
She was super
and everyone
young.
Else
everyone else was like
over
17, 18, 19. Yeah. No, I think she's 4 years younger than everyone else. I want to say that she's 4 years younger than everyone else.
Yeah. Pull up. I know she's like super young. She was 15 when it first started.
Yeah. She said the pilot, she was 14 when she did the pilot. That's why.
Yeah. So yeah, she was the youngest. I think everyone else was about 8, like right at 18.
Yeah, no one knew.
I don't know.
So Vilma Valderrama was 18, Ashton Kutcher was 20, Topher Grace was 20, Laura Prepper was 18, Danny Masterson was 22, and Mia Kunis was 15.
Yeah.
So, but it's easier to do adult type of content with someone who's 20 years old. It's easy for
Yeah,
them to be
exactly.
kissing and talk about sex and all that stuff when they're actually, over 18. It's
Yeah.
not like a problem with an 18-year-old girl. Like, she's
Yeah.
20-year-old girl. That's you're not forcing on someone, but someone who's 14 years old, that's tough.
Yeah. I mean, she did a good job with people. What freaking? Who's the youngest one besides her? Laura Prepper said was 18.
So,
But all the guys were like over 20.
Me is
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, props to her because I mean, she was great. I love Jackie. Jackie was awesome. But yeah, they were just all super young. I think Leah was like, or Leia was actually 15.
She turned 15
right?
during the show. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the rest were like somewhere like, 16, 17, 18. They're all
Nate
like
played
really
about
young.
16 or 17. He's actually 17. Gwen plays 15. She's actually 17.
Yeah.
Kelso is 16. He's actually 18. So, no, there's not really that big of a difference. Nikki is actually 16. She's actually 17.
So I mean, they're right around their ages, which is kind of interesting.
Ozzy was the one. Ozzy, because he's is 14 or 15 or so. He's played by 13-year-old Randoy.
I could tell he's super young.
It was too young. It was too young for that type of content.
Yeah. But I don't know. But that's why I'm like, maybe as they age up together. I mean, there's some issues. I didn't mind her being the outcast and then coming in. And everyone else is a close knit kind of group, and she just kind of like comes in and Gwen accepts her into the group. That's why I like Gwen too. Gwen was like, "Oh yeah, hang out with us from now on." She was very like cool and she looked the most 90s out of everyone.
Yes, very much.
Very much so. Like I'm like, oh, you actually look like you were from the 90s, because a lot of times people will dress what they think they look like from a certain era. But she looked like, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I see people like you, like in '95. I mean, Nate was kind of just normal. I mean, that's how I dress, is t-shirt and jeans all the time. So, but that's nothing. That's still normal today. Like jeans and shirt.
I agree, but it's. Do you think it did enough to get another season, especially from Netflix?
Yeah,
it's Netflix though.
It's Netflix. I know Netflix sucks, but I want to see another season.
I will watch
the way it ended. Nice little cliffhanger. I'm on a bunch of different things, but it was fun. It was fun.
I hated the ending. I hated it.
You hated it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind it. Hey, let me bring up some of Derpy's. Season 2 Halloween episode of that 70s show. Yep. That 70s show had some good Halloween episodes, I think. Well, although a lot of shows back then, just in general, yeah.
Just it was great show.
I'm trying to remember that one. Yeah. It was, like I said, just But
I hated episode 10.
The ending.
I feel like Leia.
What part?
Leia has no chemistry at all with what's his name? What was it? Max? Nate. None.
Yeah.
None at all.
Like that.
So why are you kissing him? Because he's been kissing every day. There's no, because he's been kissing Nikki every day. There was no attraction at all. She's much younger than he is. He's going to be a senior going into the senior year. She's a freshman. What point did it make any sense? It made no sense at all, and I hated it. They barely talked to each other during the whole time. They had one meaningful conversation, and then they ready to kiss. This is stupid. I was angry.
After that conversation, I'm like, oh, they're gonna fall for each other, because he was always the dumb jock, very lunky kind of guy, and then he has a one-on-one with Leia, and he's good. He's smart. He says things very well. Like, he's not stumbling over his words. He's not being a big goofball. And it was meaningful. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna do something, or they're gonna make them want to do And then sure enough, they did. And I was like, I don't like. And then Gwen being super chill about it. Just Gwen's like, whoa, and then that's it. I feel like people would talk about it.
But I say Gwen also just had that meaningful moment with her brother. They just had that moment, and she was already mad at the the Kelso kid. So I think I understand, but it just felt out of place. It didn't make any sense. And it's like they wanted to just throw another triangle. That was the wrong triangle.
Yeah.
What they should have done should have been Gwen.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Gwen with Jay. Like she's going to talk to Jay about everything, and they're on the same understanding, that they're on the same plane, and that builds a attraction.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what I was thinking.
Now Gwen is feeling weird because this is someone I want to be my best friend, but I like this guy, and I'm going to be the one that's around. It creates more issues. I thought that would have been smarter. So
yeah. I can see them not doing it though, because Netflix is kind of afraid with like the woke kind of shit, and we already had Ozzy coming out as gay. Which was cool. Like I was like, whatever. It
was weird that he's still young. It was just so weird. Like, that was his mindset. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, and but I thought Leia and Gwen would have been a little bit more interesting rather than Nate, because I just feel Nate was so one-dimensional and plain. He was just kind of just.
See, but I also do understand that I don't want every person that's your best friend have to be more
love interest.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. You could be friends without doing that. I was saying more that Gwen, not Gwen with. I was saying Gwen with Jay.
Oh, Gwen with Jay.
Yeah, and creates a different type of dynamic. So Gwen, so Leia's still your best friend. You have these feelings for Jay, but because she's been pushing him away all the time. Like, I don't see, he's Jay Kelso. Why are you thinking about this?
Okay, that worked too.
Because and it's very much the Eric Foreman, Hyde type of thing with Donna.
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting.
And doing that way, and then them having to deal with their friendship along with a boy, and how it interrupts all the stuff that they're doing.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting. And especially as we heard from Nate, Gwen is Gwen you, but in school people don't understand her, they don't get her.
Yeah.
So she's not this cool kid. So I could see her being that way, and no one got Hyde.
Yeah,
and it would be the same type of dynamic. Mm-hmm. So I thought that would have been more interesting, personally.
I can see that. I thought you were saying Leia and Gwen, which would be cool too. But again, I always hate when
you can't just
they just can't be friends. And that doesn't even matter if it's girl or a girl boy. I just why these can't be friends. It's got to be oh no, they're also in love. I was like,
I hate that. I feel like you lose the friendship type of thing. Like a good friend helps you develop more than anyone ever, because it helps you see your shortcomings and all that stuff. You don't have to have a romantic interest in it. Sometimes it's just better just to be a friend who's going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Be real.
Yeah, I agree. But it did have some Fez being the hairdresser was awesome. That was super funny. I thought that was super funny. And he's like this sex stud kind of guy.
You were talking about having another woke type of thing, whatever, that people would not liked. I thought that was more Gwen with Nikki. Because remember they're hanging out together and all stuff. And they really started to enjoy each other. Nikki doesn't. She's into school, in the books, and she doesn't know anything, and that creates she's like, I like your brother, but I probably like you more. That's something I think you could go with. But I mean, that's something that doesn't have to be thought about right now, especially after they have to break up, because he's such a nice guy. Nate's going to say something, right? And Gwen could be there because Gwen is not so sure about anything. She could be there for Nikki, and then that could be something that's more okay, because they were friends, but they were never like this best friend type of connection with them. So you're not really invading that type of friend space, but you're still exploring those type of things. Even though that would be more 2000s and less 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I liked when they got high and became like friends, and did the photo shoot and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that was cute. I liked it. I didn't see it as
Very
something as
Blossom.
romantic.
It was
Yeah,
very Blossom feel.
Yeah. So I didn't think it as more romantic. I thought it as like them learning to accept each other and be friends.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but I'm gonna say,
but I can see that too, like you said.
You don't do anything that you do it that way instead of, and leave the friendship thing to be just
alone.
what it is. Yeah.
Because they need each other. Because she's like the cool one to somebody who's more of a loser. So she definitely wants her around. Like Gwen wants Leia around because you make me feel cool, even though I'm not cool anywhere else. So yeah, I want that to be left alone. So, but I always hate like love triangles and stupid shit. I was like bring in another character and do a love triangle, and then you can always get rid of that character later. Like it's a nobody. But I mean, that's what they did. We did with Kelso, with Jay. They brought in this other girl, and then as soon as things went back, like she's gone.
Yeah, never talked about her again. Oh, we're boyfriend girlfriend. He was like, who? What? Carrie? Who?
Yeah, yeah. She was hour ago news. You're right now. Yeah. So, all right, let's do the rating real quick, and we'll call it a night. So here at the Spoiler Kings, we rate things a little bit different, a little bit easier. Now, later, never. Now means you got to drop what you're doing. Check it out right now. Later means you can wait till it's on streaming, or you can wait till you're doing some laundry and throw it on in the background. Never means do not watch it. Do not kill any brain cells for it. What are you going to give that 90s show on Netflix?
I liked it a lot. I like that 70s show. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was pretty creative. I didn't hate the characters. So I'm definitely giving it a later. It's just it's a regular Netflix show. Everything on Netflix, unless it's going to blow your mind, it's just a later thing. So I'm giving it a later.
Right there. Then we got PertMinded in the house. What is up, Pert? Salute. You got a bunch of different reviews. Go check out PertMinded. We got a bunch of dude. You're watching so many movies right now. It's awesome. And then Perp's thoughts on that 90s show. Took a minute to get going, but it has potential. Exactly what we think. And then and kind of exactly what Perp said, what you said, Brian. I'm gonna give it a later. It was fun. Luckily it's 10 episodes, 30 minutes each. So what was that? Why am I having a brain fire? It was a few hours.
Yeah, it was about, I think it was 4 hours, honestly. But
it's a night's worth of a binge. I think we watched it one night, me and my girlfriend. Like one night, watched it all. It was fun. We chuckled a lot. Yeah. So we liked it. Just upload another one.
Exactly.
There you go, man. There you go. So yeah, definitely go check out PertMinded. He always does a lot of good reviews over there. But yeah, and then Red and Kitty never miss a beat. They stole the show.
Part. Exactly. They are the best part of the entire show. Kitty was hilarious. Red, just being Red, and their dynamic and being together for forever. was the best part.
Yeah, it's also like they're old professional actors. Like like Red. Let's not forget RoboCop shot off his dick. Remember who he is? So he is an actor that has been around for a long time, and a Kitty as well has been around for a long time. They are good actors that have a lot of experience, and they work so well together. They have the chemistry. They have the chemistry that really ran the show. Where them together was funny. Them together was great. Them separate doing stuff with the kids also super funny. What I mean?
I agree.
Because they know how to match other energies, I think, and how to bring out stuff that's good. So yeah, they definitely stole the show. Every time either of them were on screen, it was them. But yeah, they were awesome. But it was fun. I think you're gonna laugh a little bit, especially if I think you're our age where you actually grew up in the 90s. And there's some references where you're like, oh yeah, the gym workout montage was kind of funny,
and then being sore the next day, that was hilarious.
yeah, and then they also real quick with the music. all 90s music, but it was all kinds of different 90s music. It went from like, like heavy metal, in the gym music to like some hip hop and some pop music. And like, it was kind of pretty around.
I thought it should have had a little bit more grunge, but it is what it is.
Definitely should have been more grunge.
Just to say what the 90s is, 95, and you should have a little bit more grunge.
Everyone's wearing flannels. Well, that's what they were all big into flannels.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm seeing all these flannels, then why the hell are you not wearing, doing any grunge stuff? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it could be copyright, but there's other grunge besides Nirvana.
You can't put Nirvana in it.
Yeah, I mean, the shirts, like, Gwen had Green Day shirts on and stuff like that. But it was fun. It was fun. I'm definitely giving it later. You got a free weekend and you got nothing else to do, and we'll check it out.
January is right now. We have about a couple more weeks until February till we have a good movie before the 17th. Watch it, binge it. It's fun.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. It gets a little cringy at times, but for the most part, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. I think most people have fun with it. Anything else? I know you had said the Rotten Tomato scores and stuff earlier, so
yeah,
like you said, 74%, 6.6 out of 10 IMDb, Google 86%.
And that's kind of what we would give. I'll give it somewhere between 75 and 80.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm probably closer to the 80 for me, but that's a good range for it. Cool, man. Anything else?
No, just if you guys are watching it too, comment. Let us know what you think about it. Is this something that you really enjoyed or wish they would have entered or kind of looked and researched a little bit more? Just kind of let us know. I say Beanie Babies. I thought Beanie Babies in 1995 was the biggest thing in the world. They should have said something, especially with 2 little girls. But tell me what you guys think. We will look at it. We'll interact with you guys and like the video if you can. Please subscribe. We're looking on our way to 1,000. Thank you guys for even listening to our review and let us know what you think.
Yeah. Cool. So with all that, make sure you hit that sub button. If you're watching live, stick around. We're going to hang out for a few more minutes. If you're watching on replay, thank you. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the next video. Later.
Thanks, guys.